Alright, so we're back after the break. I just had to work out the arrangements of the clips, and I got that all sorted out.
Great.
Bravo. And now we're here back. Are we going to do a segment, or are we going to do some chatting?
Well, I thought I might it just occurred to me that I actually used to do this exact thing when I was your age, but even younger actually. But it was really, I did it on a tape recorder because we couldn't record visual media in those days. And I'd do it all on my own, and I'd get up very early in the morning. I did this I recorded the entirety of me watching the Commonwealth Games in Edinburgh sometime in the 1980s, and recorded my commentary on it, and I'd say things like, "Oh my goodness, it's too bad you couldn't see that ad, there was a car driving around with ears," kind of thing.
God, I would love to see a car driving around with ears.
Well, you couldn't, because this was only... And Danny and Mary also used to do this. You did? Yeah. Also with the tape recorder.
Maybe
What's
Danny
that?
didn't, he just thought that he might have.
Crap.
What?
Oh, it's sticking out.
What is?
Yeah, so there's a history of this.
Alright.
But I think this is the most successful iteration of it
It's
because
video.
it's on video, which is the future of sound.
Although I think that maybe an audio podcast will be good. It will be a podcast. This is a
Rather
video
than
podcast.
a vodcast.
Vlogging.
Right, yeah. A vlog. Okay.
I think that's enough. Sort of
I'm actually
chat.
really itching to do my new segment that I just thought
Go
of.
ahead. What is it called again, sorry?
I haven't thought of a name for it.
Well, you've got to, Tom.
Old magazine. No, we've already used that one. Old magazines. Let's see what people said back in the day.
So
It's
what's it
not
called?
a pun. It's called Old Magazines.
Okay.
So I'm gonna find one now. Is it this one? Just talk amongst yourself.
Okay.
Here it is. Here it is.
Oh, good.
Now, the old magazine that I'm going to be reading from this week is Computer and Video Games from April of 1992.
Can you see it?
And I'm going to be reading to you about the future of CD gaming. It's a special report, special report. CD scoop shock. CVG grabs the lot. Because, see, this is an English magazine where they tell you all about video games as reported from a British perspective. Because back in the day, the Americans couldn't write about games worth shit. They'd just say stupid things all the time. And the Japanese couldn't because they couldn't speak English. So you had to read English magazines, and we didn't realise that actually they were just as bad as everything else. Here's a sample passage. Exclusive! Just as CVG was going to bed, stained smoking trousers and co-op yellow label for us, something incredible happened. Out of the blue dropped these amazing first pictures of all the greatest console goodies in the world, including the first ever impression of the long-awaited Super NES CD-ROM. Our spies in Japan don't have any. Say these represent the first look at the new machines, giving you a glimpse of the future of computer gaming across the world. You can't get your hands on them yet, and they won't be around for ages, but they're so hot we've decided to tell you about them anyway. Take it away, lads. Now, what do they say? They talk about...
That looks like a DS... I mean, what are they called? The SP, Game Boy SP.
It does.
Game Boy SP.
It does. That's the PC Engine's... No, the Sony Data Discman? I don't see what that's got to do with
Before
video
Sony
games.
made the PlayStation, they had all these crap, half-assed little majiggers.
So, let's see. JVC are going to be making a all-in-one Mega Drive CD player, and if you've got neither a Mega Drive nor Mega CD and want to splash out on some seriously spanky kit, then you might consider buying it. Nintendo,
What have they been up to?
well, they're making a Super CD, right? And
Good.
as you can see from this picture, the CD-ROM unit for the Super NES is one spunky-looking piece of kit. You just use the phrase spanky kit, but okay. What sort of punch will the Wonder Machine really pack? It will have all the benefits of a Philips CD-ROM drive, as well as a huge RAM cache, fast loading with no lag, and it will include new graphics hardware. It will definitely include sprite scaling and rotation. At present, the Fammy only does this with backgrounds, but most importantly, a polygon chip. This will mean the Fammy or SNES will be capable of smart flight sims and 3D games. Well, did that anyway, didn't need it. They're referring to it as the Fammy because in Japan the Super Nintendo is called the Super Famicom. I don't know why they... Anyway. The audio capabilities are gobsmacking. The Fammy already uses CD quality samples, but the CD means that speech and real instrument can now be incorporated. Pricing looks like a big plus too. When it launched in America, the machine is expected to sell for $1.99. That's about £130. Pounds are what they use in Britain instead of dollars because the Queen won't let them. So now all your prospective Super NES owners know what the CD unit will look like and what it's capable of. Are your trousers still dry? What's wrong with you? They say. But these are my favourites. Here we
Tom,
have...
exactly what are we wetting your trousers?
I'm not sure. It's never clarified in these magazines. They make a lot of reference to trouser wetting. It'll be a recurring theme, but they never clarify whether your trousers will be stained with urine, fecal matter, semen, or some other substance. It's just left up to the imagination. Now, this is my favourite page. This page here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because here we have an exclusive, the Philips CDI. God damn it.
The reversal's confusing, isn't it?
Right? The Philips CDI is set to be the new standard for CD units. It has a lot in common with Commodore's CD-TV, good start, but is technically far superior. There are no details on the machine's full specifications as yet, missing an apostrophe, so... But 16-bit oversampling, live video, and a host of extra editing features look very likely. They don't know what this means. They're just reading it from the press release and hoping that we'll go, ooh! The machine is aimed at home users for education, entertainment, and reference purposes, and a lot of people are backing this little filly as the future of home entertainment. Well, yes, if you can play, education and reference on it. Woo! There's not mine.
Nice.
The initial CDs would include encyclopedia, games, and educational software. So now you know. Pretty smart, huh? But not as good as...
That article there.
Yes.
Exclusive.
Sony PlayStation. Here we're going to talk about the Sony PlayStation.
Now, Tom, I think we should come back to this after a small break.
No, I'll just read it.
That's it.
This looks like the sad lad of the pack. This hybrid of a Famicom and a non-standard CD unit looks set to have the same awesome success that Sony's Betamax format had. Ace it ain't. It will be able to run Famicarts but not the CDs. Sony have pledged to support the new format, but that's all we can gather for about now. The sad Sony PlayStation may get left by the wayside. Thanks, England. You know everything.